I want to take the camera right over to our right here. You can see there is a large contingent of police officers who have arrived right now. As you were tossing to me for the top of this story, they have police on the back of their shirts. They seem to be Philadelphia police officers. They have all arrived on bikes right now. If we can get a little, are we able, Matt, to get a little bit closer? We're going to take the camera off the tripod. We are right now in College Green along Locust Walk in the heart of the University of Pennsylvania. And for the last 2 weeks, we've been reporting about this pro-Palestinian protest that began 2 weeks ago and has grown to an encampment with tents, with shelters, with signs. So right now, what we're seeing, and this is happening just live as we're standing here, this large group of Philadelphia police officers arriving right now to College Green on Locust Walk, just feet away from where this encampment has grown. They're getting orders, it seems, right now from a commander, from a sergeant who's here, directing these police officers to go to certain locations right along College Green. I can tell you, as you're looking at these police officers on bicycles getting their orders right now, there is more movement from the encampment. Everyone has been, in terms of the protesters this morning, very quiet. We haven't seen any activity. I've been here many mornings in the overnight hours, and we've had very little activity in these early morning hours. So protesters have been sleeping. Normally they get up around 6:37. They chat, and they don't really gather in mobility and in force and vocalize until more mid-morning, afternoon hours. But this large presence of dozens of Philadelphia officers is no doubt going to get them out of their tents. I'm looking back right now, and I can see some of them emerging from their tents. So we have yet to, have any reaction from them right now. I'm just listening in, Keith and Aaron, as we see this Philadelphia police sergeant or lieutenant in the white shirt directing this group of officers on bikes to certain areas of this green. We're going to get a little bit closer right now. I'm just giving you some of the ambient sound of what's going on. A lot of these officers are looking at us kind of as surprised as we are to see them. I can tell you this morning, in the hours leading up to this, I did notice, and I was going to say that at the top of the story as you were tossing to me, that we noticed more Philadelphia plainclothes officers, so civilian officers, people who, officers who are dressed just in normal streetwear, but who have armbands on, signifying that they are police. And we were seeing more Penn security officers and Penn police, but they did not converge on the encampment like they are doing right now. I just noticed more of that presence in the University City area. Right now, we're going to follow some of these police officers on bikes who are clearly very mobile. They're on bikes for a reason. They need to traverse this Campus Green area quickly. As we're following them, I want to actually walk over to some of the protesters. Matt, can you come with me right now? Hi, can we please, I'm Katy, Zachry with NBC 10. This is obviously a surprise to you. We'd like to know how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, no comment from the encampment.
Sorry. No, when are you chatting?
You can see what's going on, right?
I can see what's going on. So what is your reaction?
We need a minute to excuse us for 1 minute. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so they are not ready to talk. I'm going to stay here and hopefully get reaction from them. Clearly, this is a surprise to them. They were not expecting this. And, our story this morning was basically that the university had placed 6 students on temporary leave of absence from the university. So that's what happened in the last 24 hours. 6 Penn students were suspended as part of this pro-Palestinian protest. They were put on mandatory temporary leave of absence in accordance with university policies. One of the students we spoke with, I'm going to move over so you can hear me better. One of the students we spoke with who was put on this mandatory temporary leave of absence, she says for the last 2 weeks she's been part of this group that organized the protest, and she was in several dialogues, several conversations with the interim president of the University of Pennsylvania, as well as the provost. They would have discourse. I was told that faculty members who were advising these protesters on their rights to protest and their rights to free speech. Okay, we're seeing some.
Katy, a moment ago we saw a lot of officers. It looked like a large group of them kind of went off in another direction.
Right now, please. Can you share with me what you're doing? And is this in direct reaction to the police who have converged on this area? Do you have any comment?
There are two kinds of people in this room.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Aaron, go ahead. I just wanted to clip that mic before something.
No,
it's very smart.
We saw a group of officers on bikes going in another direction, but there's another large contingent that looks like it's still there. Can you tell us what the officers are doing? Are they just kind of holding right now?
Yeah, I know. Thank you. You're my eyes behind me because there's a lot going on in this 360 direction. So behind or directly, you don't have to spin around, Matt, because you can't see them very well. Directly behind us, there is a group. Okay, so there's a group of officers. You should spin around now. You can see they've completely enclosed this where we are, College Green, which is on Locust Walk. So it's basically in a green area. If you think of Rittenhouse Square, it's just a much smaller version of Rittenhouse Square in the heart of Penn. It's where people converge. It's where, you know, a lot of people, if there have been protests before, they would have them here. You know, there's there are two iconic statues. People take graduation pictures here. This is a College Green area. So right now the police are on bikes going to all access points, closing off any entry of people, of pedestrians, of you know, people on bikes, dog walkers, any vehicles. So right now, no one is coming into this area. We are in this area. We'll stay in this area. There's still a group of police officers on bikes, maybe 50 yards from the encampment barricade. Yep. They're holding fast there. And then around us, all of those officers have circled this green and are blocking it off. So we're going to stay here. There's been a lot going on. Literally, Keith, as you were tossing to me, I could see behind me just this, you know, all these dozens of officers on bikes coming up on my left.
Yeah.
In the context of all this, too, is, you know, we've recently reported that there was a petition that went around signed by 2,000 staff members, students there, saying that the encampment should be disbanded. And this comes on the heels yesterday of Governor Josh Shapiro saying this should be disbanded. So now they've got support from the state, which is a big deal, hence why Philadelphia police show up early in the morning, about 5:30.